everyone, this is Fatma again here from Keller Williams Real Estate Associates. I'm with Mark Ellison today, and Mark is a certified home inspector. And I'd like to find out from Mark his opinion about pre-home inspections. Now, usually I get this done for my sellers before putting the home on the market. And before I go into that, I'd like Mark to let us know from his perspective as a home inspector the advantages of having a pre-inspection done for the sellers. Mark, what do you think about that process?
It's always, I always feel a little awkward because it's more business for me, so it's good. It's good in that regard. But let's put that one aside for a minute. I think everyone agrees knowledge is power. So when you're about to sell your home, you're getting ready to put it on the market, I think it just makes so much sense that you know what you're selling. And let's face it, you've been living in the house for 5 years, 20 years, 40 years, whatever it is. Yeah. Most homeowners get used to some things, and they don't even think it's an issue. But there's also things they just won't know. How many people go into their own attic, as an example?
That's right.
So you can imagine you've put the house on the market without a pre-listing inspection. The buyer comes in, maybe a couple buyers come in, and they negotiate, and now you've sold it for a price that you feel maybe you could have gotten more, so you feel a little negative already. Most people do. The buyer probably feels they spent too much. And now they bring in their inspector and they find, let's say, actually, an example you mentioned earlier, mouse poop in the attic. Say a great deal of it, or maybe a bit of mold in the attic, something that nobody knew about. Now you've got to go back and renegotiate again. And the buyers are going to be in a bit of a panic because especially the first-time buyers, they're going to have a perception that this is a big deal. Of course, I'm a pretty decent home inspector, so I can offer them perspective. But regardless, they're going to come back, and now as the seller, you're kind of caught with your pants down. And it's going to be a bit of a panic situation. You probably won't have time to get multiple quotes. So whoever comes in first and does the work, you're just going to get it done. Or you're going to get hammered on the price, and you're going to have to reduce your fee or the selling price. So having all the knowledge up front, let's say I came in and did a pre-listing for you and your clients, and we find mold in the attic. It's actually fairly common in some vintages of homes. So I tell you about it. I've got a couple of people. I know you've got a couple of people you could refer your sellers to. And then over the course of a week, they can get 3, 4, 5 quotes, find the best price, find one with maybe a better transferable warranty, so it's even a better situation. Now you look really good to buyers. Not only did you have a pre-inspection done to see the condition of your home, you found something and you dealt with it, and you've got paperwork to back it up. That's a lot of credibility. So I guess in short, it just makes so much sense. I can't see any other way to say it. I just think it makes so much sense. I think the inspection industry kind of got it backwards in doing it this way. I think it always should have been a seller's inspection, somewhat like when you're selling a car. You got to get the seller's package before you sell a car in Ontario. Anyway. Yeah, I guess I could ramble on more, but how's that?
That's good. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective. I always let my sellers know that the advantages of having the pre-home inspection done. That way, again, as you mentioned, if anything is an issue, you don't want to have that discussion at the negotiating tables, because then the emotions are getting involved in all that. Right. What could happen is, if you find anything wrong, you could remedy. You could find a quotation and fix it, or maybe just find a quotation and provide that quotation to the buyer, or disclose it. Yeah. Let the buyer know this is what the house comes with this issue. That way, you're not hiding anything, you put it up front, because we know that if there's anything that needs to be fixed and you bring it at the negotiating table, then at that point, if it would cost $1 to fix that, then from the buyer's point of view, it's going to cost $3. Oh, fine. There you go. So then you're now getting into this situation where you're you're fighting between the buy and the sell, and the agents are now, trying to negotiate for something that's really been blown out, and it's not as big as it is. So
And I
thank you
think
so
one
much.
negotiation. So I
Yes,
was just
go ahead,
sorry, I
sorry.
was going to say, I think one negotiation is better than two.
Absolutely. Totally agree with that. Thank you so much, Mark, for your insight
You're
with
welcome.
regards to having pre-inspections done. And if you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch with either myself, DM me, call me, or send me an email at dreamhomes@fatmanadir.com. And I've got Mark contacts as well at the bottom of this video. Feel free to contact him directly should you have any questions with regards to home inspection. Thank you very much, everyone, and until next time. Ciao.
Bye-bye.